니 막거래서 자셔야 게 말이지. 니 막고는 강대 길이. 넘버 상계비 중자 증중들 말이지. 좋아. 맞아. 가래 공도 거는 사람 디어스. 기줄데. 춘일의 지지도 냠라잡에 티진 절람 추조침이 이시 티진 통람 parche melamtang. 티진 통람 parche 통람 남들람 냠자 튕지래 해세 송도 와세. 조건 냠자 튕지래세. 냠자 버즈디가라. 오마게 냠자 버용에 말와. 어때요? 네. 이도 기줄데. 기줄을 지자들 라고 하면서 진 플러스요 말이지. 저로 저저 점이 있으면 저럼 이제 되니 파트너람제 되니 남로람 냠자 튕치게 버려. 냠자 보고 기준 세도 어때 그래? 된도 지잖아 튕치는 게 봤다.
He said, when he said that he haven't heard, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I mean, it is not true because there are lots of things that in Buddhism that he haven't heard or he doesn't know. There are lots of other things that he haven't heard, he doesn't know, or even if he know, he forgot. So.
Hey, teacher, gave me the. Visit the Gizet to Gudali. They Nambi Jung caught somebody. Tobacco, Nyamjan and Yamjala Posing, Kim Gurumji, young and Sunto. 인디가는 옴게의 개침 붙이는 수가 개침 버려 인조런다.
So moving or promoting from one stage to next stage through meditative equipoise, just that His Holiness mentioned often in many of his teachings. So that's one reason why it is important to kind of do a meditation practice. The Tibetan word is nyamshap, meditative equipoise. And Buddha Shakyamuni, sitting in meditative posture, should have some meaning. He won't just stay just for the sake of posture or posing.
What that teaching? This is another power, Taking a capsule, Tonum Koning Yumozundo Mungua Yame Parchet. Start Mungua, Pari, Kabla, Yumun to Kurjimekala, any Yamja Tendi, Kabuchigora, Yumungiri, teaching Yumundama, Jani, Mungudu, Miajan, Toso, teach. Then the power cut the Shigua Mare, Sungua Mare, Mungu Yame Bache, Zeme Kazu, 통랑 남장수도 옮기로 냠바 같이 zubatobisi thoma zinzin toba nyamba bache chujo tobisi thoma tanzin toba nyamba bache re zemu zucho jila rimjin do ni tingin manda ji to res nawa tobi tingin zinda nawa chibi tingin zinda te khona chojile ji tingin zin parchem bi tingin ji zero se oda dusini ki kala nyam phagi nyamomba mungyura te sunyame bache ne ni tingin manda jita e gene ni tingin te tele jujin do ne papa te khona ni chojele bi tingin da parche me tingin ji zero tin juzum thola parche melam nyudu kunda da shidi kunda sabun de cheba pane namrolam gobe da mangu de cheto se ta di jidigala thova kain kunda bangor ma do neki bangor tati 양지 타집이 유구하래 도방가인 군다 오방가인 랭케스디 자다리다 탐지기랑 가서 강력길에 연대기 너무 아무런 수주기 계적이 유인대기 일라 랭케스고 통파스디게 좀들 로다네 좀다지기 때나 너들 봤다 보이나 다 남바비나 너들 Tumba then took the rot. Zimba to bat Tumne, these are the Zimbade, Zimba Kundari, Linky Mari, Umar Veltana, Takometa and Dugala, Kundari. Tagana Jingi, Kijisunding Zati, Chirurbi, Kundabidat, Zanzin with your mother, Yan Linky Mari, for the two chin today, production of Karimade. ini kundari 그대로 또다도 원기 이빈 dimba karina kunda 차도 그랬어 이 차상 통화 차려 영어 공화 말해
page 292 third paragraph. Those firm in the great vehicle lineage generate a mind of altruistic aspiration to a highest enlightenment. I think we read that this paragraph before, reading the last paragraph. Then at the time of heat, the first 4 levels in the path of preparation. So for the path of preparation, there are 4 stages, beginning with the heat, and then it will go mentioned in the following text. Then at the time of heat, the manifest conception of thoroughly afflicted objects diminishes. So it is not saying completely diminishes, but there is a great reduction of the level of afflictions. At the time of attaining peak, so peak is the second stage at the path of preparation. The manifest conception of pure objects such as true cessation and true paths as truly existent object of use diminishes. When forbearance, which is the third, when forbearance is attained, the manifest conception with regard to a subject that apprehends objects as substantially existent diminishes. When highest mundane qualities, which is the 4th level of the path of preparation, is attained, the manifest conception of truly existent user with regard to a subject that apprehends object as imputed diminishes. These 4 conceptions are abundant by the path of seeing. So the path of seeing, the 4 heat, peak, forbearance, and highest mundane qualities are respectively called the meditative stabilization of achieving perception of emptiness, the meditative stabilization of the increase of the perception of emptiness, the meditative stabilization which understands suchness one-sidedly, and the uninterrupted meditative stabilization. So generally, we mentioned this before. What is the object of abandonment at the path of seeing? From the 5 path, path of seeing being third path, path of seeing, all imputed, imputed view of transitory recollection. We mentioned this before in one of the teachings. So here they all imputed it. For example, a self which is unitary, self with three qualities: single, unitary, independent, permanent, single, and independent. Self with these three characteristics are imputed at view of transitory recollection, because this, objective elimination, something that needs to be eliminated, is generated within your mind stream by learning processes, or through and you learn this self, which is permanent, single, independent, from non-Buddhist school of thoughts or philosophy. And and within the Buddhists also, great exposition school, they assert objects being truly existent, intrinsic object having an intrinsic existence, and holding on to this kind of, grasping onto this kind of view is considered as imputed way of transitory recollection, which is needs to be eliminated. So these are all basically exaggerated by philosophy or concept or thoughts by learning, and so these are all abundant or eliminated at the path of seeing, and part of meditation, which is after path of seeing, higher path, all innate are eliminated. So for the obstructions or obscurations, innate and imputed. So the innate are all imputed are all eliminated first, and then after that innate. So innate is not knowing, delusions or defilements that exist sort of innately, inborn within the mind of all sentient beings, including animals.
Tatinani, the Tonam Parchamelamgi, Hagi Mundip Kunda Pangarwa. He Paya Kandesi, he Kablan, that Tony Musun to Totiore, Totiganla, Tony Totatian, Nyamja Namkata Musigore. The Kunsopen Navayo Mare, Eugene Navayo Mare, the Nangyo Mare, Nawatan Genuni. Kwarang Tongsang Kwarang Jamado, Ranzo Pagini, Thunder Pagini Yobezoni, now the Kunio Mari. That Tongsang Kwarang Namkat Tombazoni, Tongsang Kunama de Yomari, Nawade. Dini Diji de Gala Dilia Jetobla Tang de Gala, Nana Rajime Pat, Denong Gumatabu. Any chick. Tegi condition, human king, chick, Karetulina. The Tungu the York, Taganajin, Marisams and Nigiola. What a Tinajinji, the non Gumatabu, Jetobicula Yora, what a two such, Tony Totan, never to see your
So, at the path of seeing, uninterrupted path of seeing, the practitioner eliminates imputed, as we said before, all imputed are eliminated at the path of seeing. So, imputed delusive obscurations or obstructions are eliminated, not innate, imputed. And when they eliminated this, imputed delusive obscuration, the experience that they attain is kind of, there is no duality that we usually, experience. Differences between appearance and the reality, and all, diminish, and they have a kind of experience or feeling of kind of empty space, nothing there. And once they awaken from this meditative equipoise, or aftermath, we said before, they experience, as we said before, is although there is an appearance of phenomena having an intrinsic nature, but they know that that is not the reality. So lack of intrinsic nature, like an illusion, we call this, and also we use the example before magician, when he sees his own magical, creation, although he sees, something is created, but he knows that, whatever he is created is not real. So there is an appearance, but there is no kind of grasping to that, appearance. So the understanding of the emptiness, things, lack of intrinsic nature or inherent nature is strongly emphasized, especially during the recitations of tantric prayers, and when you offer, when you make the offerings and set up altars. The recitations kind of reminds you about lack of intrinsic nature of the object that you have offered, as well as the your nature of the mind itself. And so, for example, the object that you offered, with the understanding of both object as well as the subject nature, and when you offer, and usually I use the example of a bell. The bell itself is, by nature impermanent, and that quality of the impermanence exists right at the beginning of the bell when it was created. So, that is the nature of the object, impermanent, lack of intrinsic nature, momentary changing, and that is the quality on the object, that you see. And when you look at the your own mind, the mind looking at this kind of all object or the offering, understanding that the things are momentary, impermanent, and then attaining the strong conviction that the things that I have seen, that I have offered, are impermanent, are lack of intrinsic nature, is the quality which your mind or consciousness possess. So you can see this, the characteristics or understanding or the quality of both on subject as well as the object. So kind of, so within these two, the subject part is more important, understanding, how mind function, how mind attain strong conviction that, the things that you offered are not, possess or by nature intrinsic, lack of intrinsic nature, or inherently, lack of inherently existing.
미다발은 에니페 되고네 미다베 에니페 개발 하고 고네 에니 직 뭐니 하기 에 섬진 냠다베 섬진라 제비 마서버 지존나 되니 미다버 과 차고네 얘네 semla 마다지 닌지 잠만이 봐 다가 카미 닌지에서 많이 봐 sem는 굴교 대비 닌지 지금으로 와 다는 내매 켜버도 지 닌지라 두스지이나 코 닌지 만다지 끼고 닌지 만다지 끼고 겐지네 코 손아만 납쳐부 쌓여가 되게 켜버려요 좀 일정이 켜버도 지도 또 좀마도 일정 유코는 뭐니 켜버도 지세요 좀 말와 유코는 좀 켜버도 지는 좀 돼요 되게 좀 말.
Understanding, the unique qualification or characteristics of, the subject and the object we mentioned before. The subject is more important, or the mind or consciousness. And when we talk about, compassion and three different types of compassion based on the, a target, we talk about a compassion which is without object of observation, or without target, or without aim, aimless compassion. The second is compassion, dharmic compassion. Third is, compassion which aimed at, sentient beings. So when we talk about these three, especially the first two, compassion without object of observation or without aim, and compassion, dharma compassion, compassion which aimed at dharma. When we talk about these two compassion, what we are talking about is compassion with the understanding of, the nature of impermanence and nature of selflessness of phenomena. So compassion with this characteristic is much more effective than simply, the feeling of sympathy, or what we call, commonly called compassion. Seeing, sentient beings suffering and then generating a strong, mind of compassion, is not same as, compassion with the understanding of impermanence and with the understanding of, lack of intrinsic nature of the sentient beings. So the compassion with the, understanding of the impermanence, lack of intrinsic nature, is much more effective, much more of higher quality than simply compassion that, we commonly called. And the positive merit that we created, there's an immense difference. The compassion with the understanding of the impermanence, or with the, understanding of the lack of intrinsic nature of the, object of compassion, is created much more merit.
오다 곰롱 고르구 곰판 뇽무 주르기 사반당스 곰반 시립 야다게 사반인지도 방월 송소스 다디 곰판 뇽무 주르기 사반당스 리지키지미다 슈둘제니 자니치 숨고아레 곰판 시립 야다게데 rinji khiji mita chudule jane sungre ti sunya de pala karena danga chima chijin jideng mi do sitting na pe misi se bo yore aso tanda sitting yomara nindi na do sangi tane jama di chebo sitting se bo shuji chiding tengi mi do yan nona ya bo yomare kaje ngazo pangje nyomonde nyonyonji ten zawani na mare te ganla ani lo kyo thoma meban komba shu chumbo yare nyomo kelabo kebade pitabo tendi kigore tendi pitabi nyomonde pangje lelabo ten zawani na mare tendi gala lo komba chini namjang chola komba chi en nyomon chola kyendu yani yangdo tawayina ani tosos katso nyomo shu che yinzini semla rabtu majiwa da manga yore 가서지 뇽몽 데 슈추이 텔레견타이나 semleji데 망용거든 어디 텔리디 개발해야 그래서 오늘 뉴뉴 레미도 아 시리뉴모 야다게 사브는지도 파워 소소 har yunte parche melam lateni nyomon batan shijin diba niki ni chicha bu pani keji ni bala lana mebe chanchu ngodo jibe rini gindi bu ngodo chi solo sidigala chikka gopa dela sido kasa angota tamin gopa di gopa keji ni bana zen tamin gopa de sungwa te mado tingula 당고도 수수수가만이 라사여와 다민 고바데 아니 시진 디바달레 디발레키 니 치저도 파네스 아니 게징이 말라 라나메베 찬중도 제도 링이 원전 리봉도 제서 다티 다민 고바데 봄론 도제도 부팅인 토바랑 아니 상게바 तामीन गोबा थबा तिंगम रे ताती साला जरनी सचु बदल छगरे सचु बदला थोमी इसे तो थामी सिंगी छगरे थोमी इसे दला दिबा बाबा सांगी गेन ड्रायंग पांगो मातम ने सांगी मारे से ता कजी निपा थामी इसे दला यानी तामीन गोबा थबी हुंदी गला यानी सांगे बरे ता दुसचिनी केबर जेगी दोवा इंदु गला तो मोने याने यांदु ता समताना ने दिस जेमा दिचु दिगला दि उवान्य मोकोर बुदा शिदिब ग्यादा गेते जो सिटिना होने सबय ता से थाजो यारे इना टेम्बादे तंदिन जी भगनी सुना जिनी मिने हा यान चीची मादेना यान नोरना याबो मरवा ताते दे मिलता हो चीचना सलाम ने ये की चीचना मतलब इचना 되는 지 세팅 때세요.
고베 가서 수수 타고 돼서 땅을 보면서.
땅과 담인 거 보니요. 담인 반대디는 그진이 발라나 매비전 공도 제도 쓰기도 와. 지저도 반에 담인 거 봐도 뒤뒤 터고 알았지. 고마다 막고 치프도 관잡고. 다때 너무 랑니 껴 주진지 봐. तरीते पांग रहे थे तो तुम सबसे मचे ना न्यूमोंके की निगाह हुआ
294 right after that they acquired obstruction to liberation and they acquired obstruction to omniscience together with their seats are removed by the uninterrupted path of seeing, a path of release and the true cessation then actualized. 295. It is said that through the 9 steps of the path of meditation, the seats of 16 afflictive emotions and the seats of the 108 obstructions to omniscience, which are to be abundant by the path of meditation, are gradually abundant. So Guru said these, 9 steps of path of meditation and seeds of 16 afflictive emotions, 108 obstructions to omniscience. These are detail explained in the Wisdom of Golden Ornament text that Krishna said. So he will look at that text again and. Yes, he will bring that later because he don't remember exactly, how these are. There's interpretation in relating to the 16 characteristics of Four Noble Truth, with these 3 different sections. So he don't remember exactly, and so therefore he don't want to kind of just estimate. We'll just look later, and maybe he said he also look at the path and ground text also about this. Finally, in dependence on the uninterrupted path at the end of continuum of existence as a sentient being, the innate afflictive emotions and innate obstructions to omniscience are simultaneously abundant. in the next moment, highest enlightenment is attained. Delusions or afflictions or defilements that we need to be eliminating. Of course, not small numbers. They are huge and many, and the way we ourselves are familiar to these negative emotions are very intense and strong, and therefore the negative activities out of negative mental emotions that we created are immense, and whatever we created, we create in a very kind of complete and with high quality negative activities that we create, and these negative emotions are so easily generated within us, and all this because of our familiarity with the negative emotions. And we also know that the higher the level of negative mentalities that we possess, the more our mind will be disturbed and experience more disturbance. The lesser. So the Asanga, when he defined the word delusions or defilement, Nirmong is the Tibetan word, he says that something that makes mind very disturbing, discomfort, so that is the function of, that is the nature of delusion or ignorance or defilements. So our familiarity with the negative mentalities are very kind of obvious, especially with the negative mentalities. When we come up with bad thoughts, and that bad thought is further kind of supported by lots of bad thoughts behind that. They are kind of negative thoughts kind of crowded in your mind. But when we look at the same way to the positive thoughts of benefiting others, it is not numerous as in the bad thoughts, and you need the extra kind of effort to generate, to practice the positive thoughts, and so these are something that we can know from our own experiences. And negative mentalities like jealousy, envious, when this mind arises within us, sometimes we have nothing other. We couldn't find any other options. Just take a long breath, and the way negative mentalities arising within us, we can know that our mind in the past has been really kind of familiar with all these negative mentalities.
rang yalwar tor se sungwa rang yalwar tor se ten zawani ni susu pette pusu jarde sungwa marwa rang chinjin de meaze ni yin chinjin de tangdu lena khare dibu thordo de yin chinjin chena rang la nyamdo sonam labchi mushsa gorwa thordo na tip hendo chedwa kanchang azudi tunta in room kareji chena nyamle jago da kecham bori nyamle jarmatu ina pendo tezam jita ipa changro do ma to pendo tezam yong mare aso tutuji rangi agi nyamle le jar ene choche da tinsan chi chuden jiden kangi chane jorum jin namcha haleba do jam gorum ji kare kandeji nangi do tu dewe goni jenla penas nangore 나나 진짜 수수 냠제네 땡땡 팽기를 생각도 있어. 이게 좀 머리 냠내는 맞잖아. 아 되는 로기 마즈리 좋아이나 오늘 계산다 좀 야 말해. 된다고 말해. 뭔지 그잖아.
In the next moment, the highest enlightenment is attained. So the next moment, highest enlightenment is attained. Here, this one refers to, we mentioned before, the cessation has two, analytical and non-analytical cessation. This one is a non-analytical cessation, and this is the second stage of the 10th ground or 10th bhumi, and this final moment of the cyclic existence, and the second moment of the 10th ground, wisdom of the 10th ground, and the way obscurations are eliminated at this level is like we call it eliminated in such a way that it will never arising again. So we use the example of kicking out thief from the house and locking the door from inside. So that's how the negative mentalities are completely eliminated, and they will never ever sort of take a rebirth in yourself. So so all these negative mentalities to reduce or to eliminate, the best practice is try to generate altruistic mind within yourself, compassion, and especially if you really care for yourself, then letting negative mentalities freely generated within yourself is not good. Sometimes strong negative emotions can lead to very kind of destructive and harmful for yourself. So therefore, try to generate positive mentalities as much as we can, and for that, we can think about, generations of altruistic mind, a method like exchanging and equalizing yourself with others, and just put yourself in others' place, and then how can you react or benefit or help, and also thinking about sevenfold cause and ether precepts, thinking sentient beings as one's mother, remembering kindness, repaying the kindness, and these processes or technique. And in the text it says, eliminate self-cherishing mind and adopt other cherishing mind. But it doesn't say that you totally ignore your own benefit. Here it's more kind of emphasizing on considering others' welfare kind of more important than yourself. And with that, other cherishing mind, you can create immense positive merits, and ultimately, benefiting, helping others will have a better result than self or ego mind. And
라 진진쟁의 미대기 nga se lagwe orte sa de nyomong pe nige wasa rampu sukya gi ore chanju seba de yin chebar kyane ani yin la kaje pen thor ma thor omba te jeje ani susu pe sonam lapchen sane har tu na rangja chu tu du si ngone kyamon myane musu ba
So, we read and listen and, teachings. They ultimately, this all must come down on practice. Without practicing, translating into practice, it doesn't have any benefit. Although learning a Tenets text and other scriptures might make you more intelligent, more, educated, but if you don't, practice, it doesn't have any serve the purpose. And reading lots of books and learning, you'll be just like sort of what historians do. They know that what is said in that book and in those books, but it doesn't really kind of has no meaning to your real life practices. And you can also listen to lots of course, His Holiness teaching and putting into practice. And because His Holiness teachings comes out from deep compassion, deep knowledge, experiences, and very kind of helpful. And His Holiness often says during his teaching that Bodhisattvas, the practitioners of the altruistic mind, are truly kind of expert in achieving their own kind of benefits, because ordinary people, they always emphasize on I, my, and then they end up creating more negative activities, more problem. But bodhisattvas, they always involved in benefiting others and cherishing others. But at the end, they kind of benefit what they want. They achieve what they want. So we'll stop here, and if you have any questions. And we still have some time, so after the question and answer session, we'll spend maybe 5-6 minutes of reciting mantras of long life deities, Buddhas, for because today is the birthday of the Panchen Rinpoche, and the young Panchen Lama who was recognized as the reincarnation of Panchen Lama by His Holiness. And as you know, the youngest prisoner, and we don't know if he's still alive. Of course, being an emanation of Maitreya Buddha, he's Obame, Amitabha. His existence or living should be very beneficial in terms of serving and benefiting others, and also kind of creating harmony between different faiths. So later we will recite mantras of the long-lived Buddha. Yeah.
Regarding the two truths, the relationship between the two truths interdependent like East and West. And one doesn't exist without the other, and that they exist co-equally, or does ultimate truth negate the
Dembanyigi paral tewashurasa di chigena chigi mengegi penzu turubu dewa the sharta nublan shagora nubmena sharmena the sharta yod nub shashura dingi dewa chata nang shirwesa dembanyigi dewa tendam demba kuzu demba
tendam demba kuzu demangi
no dingi para dewa choro
dingi mochi la toba tate jagdwa ta kana zu tomba ni zu so sidigala e kapula dingi dembanyigi de mochi la toba tate jagdwa ati dingi china yore di tuda kaputela ani dembanyigi mochi mai na kensum toba tate mai na kensum de dingi yore de harte chibachi la yela kenni tosirwa oda dos de mochi toba tate jagdwa dembanyigi tudu ba de yore ta kuzo demba sidigala mana nangsul khali cheba mache de nangsul taka kain bade ta kuzo demba chadi yore cheba che ne any moi nechu phagi nangsul tele dote any phagi ji jatha te na nyamja ishi gi jatha de yuli yone nechu ngoma de tondam de bare de
kyensum khadina sungolanda
kunji cha chiturinan yor sabu yor chituri cha so umene yigi samdi ta inde rama sanga
generally true truth considered as we mentioned during the Heart Sutra teaching, true truth having
sangi yarmu je pe sel sunda ga be zu tomba ni zu le kyan tomba ni le ki zu je mai e ko tula ri mochi le da batha de ku ware.
In the Heart Sutra, when text says form is emptiness, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, and form is not other than emptiness. This is a section where this true truth comes, and probably His Holiness will kind of deal with this in depth. And generally, true truth, the relationship between true truth is true truth are considered as having a one nature but with different entity. So in the document of Kunchen Jamashepa, he gave the reason, because that he don't remember exactly, but he gave two reasons of having a problem if true truth are not if true truth does not have the same nature, there is three fallacies. If true truth does not have the same entity, then there is three fallacies. So, true truth having the same nature but different entities. If they don't have a different entities, there's three fallacies. If they don't have a same nature, there's three fallacies. Same nature with different entities. And so, as you know, the conventional truth is generally, the nature of the phenomena without the way of the existence of, or the mode of existence of the phenomena without putting under analysis, just appearance, the way they appear to us, that's the conventional. And the ultimate is, if you put under analysis what is the reality of the phenomena, then you will come into conclusion totally different than what they appear to us. And that is the sort of conclusion comes under the wisdom of meditative equipoise. So, you can also say that, the relationship is kind of interdependent, this true truth.
What are some other antidotes for obscurations of omniscience?
Nyambo shimba khari yore se tan de lagu se initiative ki nyambo
시티피 님보다 소드다 송이 타와 유래 해야 되지 뭐니 잖아 이 뭐인 소드들 다직 나 아니 송이 타와 유래 해나 가르잖아 시즌 디발라단 다 오마탄 유아는 유고 용그레스 딘진 빠자다 제바 시집지야 거와 다 성일 타와 유레케이나 딘진데라 누구도 렘버즈베 딘진데다 아니 성이 미바니 미바치니 미바네 베치르미니 지랑 무슨 갈로 요와 딘딘다 지랑 무슨 갈 용디갈라 니 성이 또베 로데 로튼 튠지디야레 야ten 세마요데 아니 가지 장나 아니 콤바타메드 배야 이건 차려 디기 로로시 툴시 지맹인지라니 배 진댕이 차려 텔레 누구와 텔레 내용들라 아니 거의 바자다 잡을 누구와 얼마나 다들 인주란다 이 여러분 송도 나란조도 저기 니치 사무다니 대바대도 파다 뭐가 사무하다 생포 이지 제들라 아니 즉 라고지니 세상 뇽담기 차지 뭔디께요 땡고니 껴나 마음배니 배 뭐시기 때문에 이 동기 용도지 데베 템바테네 데동기 용도지 송도 이거는 대화시 내가 다 첨부여래. 이거는 또 로콤바지니. 아니 단다 차이가 첨부도 저바 첨부이나 센세스기도 센세세 세상스도데 다 셈코는 남도 가고 그래. 중국이 마음반에 저기 처지돼서 까. 데베템베 남도 까. 남도 지어스 차도 맞지. 얘네도 내나 세상 뇽자를 찾은 거야. 이 근데 요이나 이니 셈 세리게제 사자 에세시도 에세 대가라 뉴메 오세데 라 토마다 타면 메세스 자제 겨름시 자제 개타면 요마르스 소와 아 뉴메 오서 모두 그리야라 탑시 쳐버렸디 다 동이 말라나 당이 전달하는 뉴메 오서 모두 그래나 시르빌 텐덴 누그리지
The direct antidote would be, understanding emptiness, because especially, when you talk from the concept of or philosophy of middle way consequence school, when they say, obscuration to omniscience or wisdom obscuration, they refers to truth grasping with its mental imprints with truth grasping and its mental imprints. So that truth grasping and mental imprints can be eliminated only through generating wisdom, realizing emptiness, because wisdom realizing emptiness and the truth grasping, these two aimed at these two has a one same target, but has a totally two different contradictory nature of mind. So if you generate or if you achieve understanding of the emptiness, that emptiness will directly kind of contradicts truth grasping and its mental imprints. So as you achieve or generate or awaken the understanding of emptiness, this will reduce the level of this or this will kind of displace the truth grasping, and the wisdom realizing emptiness is meaningful mind based on valid reason, and the more you familiar with this mind, the stronger you can promote. So it is considered as a standard without any kind of impurities. On the other hand, truth grasping and impurities are all kind of misconception, negative, wrong, and His Holiness during his teachings, he used to say about how to find the true nature of the mind, which is illuminatory and simply kind of bare experience. So try stop generating all thoughts related to future and stop kind of
related to future.
Yeah, future and past, or stop all those memories or thought process, and try to maintain stay on this very present moment of the mind. And when you do that, when you're able to do that, you can just have an experience of this presentness, this present moment. And at that kind of illuminatory nature of the mind, when you are able to maintain on that, sometimes you will have an experience of past memories, past lifetime memories, and sometimes understanding of future, like prophecies. In the tantric practices of great practices or great completion, the practice basically talks about finding the nature of the mind. And when you try to find what is mind and consciousness, you need to stop all misconceptions that we all the time generating in our mind or arising in our mind, and try to kind of maintain or hold on to the innate clear light of the mind. So, and the clear light of the mind doesn't have beginning or end, and which is actually the understanding of the emptiness.
Tapi ji osal ti ngondu kuna di kaptula songi tawade osal mulen gurayor lendo. Nyonde chizam sem tarchin. Yani sem tarchi osal chizam ngondu kuryon degala chamor rajin lenki osal ngondu kuryon degala. 아니 녀모도 균띠 ngole ke thu mar sunwa 이직 도와 녀모 견제 인상 뭐마 생이 인데네 또 용도가 거기 인데 용도 말아 미 나전지나 침강라 너도 말아 그리스도 데레도는 미 나전데 너야라 탭기로 계속 미치자요 미 원에 뱀바지 보바이니 데이나 코카바이나 직 너도 그러 대전에 진짜지 동이 따와데 배 어싱올에 깨트고 와 니지 처음부터 어싱올에 깨트고 와 띵도 생기는데 거기도 점바도 괜인자 생치점 차치도 그게 정말 송송과 이게 직도와 아니 아주 계지자데 바기 많이 쉬어요 가라 샘라지 어서들 이지 균이요 말이스 라진 남도 라진겐 라지게지 군도 가 망가고네 니 맞아 기지 수수께끼 기지자고 얼마 때마다 요 말에서 송도 나도 맞다요 말이 시리요 말이 니 정부지
그래요 말이스
알라 라지게 군도 가 망가고네 기지자고
기와도 지와
기와도 지와
남도 가마고네
라지게 군도 지야 그래서 오늘 양자무지도 여살에 하나 맞아 내가 간보지도 나 지금 따라요 뭐가 그래서 오늘 삼바에 여살에
And when you are able to kind of hold on to the true nature of the mind or the clear light of the mind, at that time the understanding of the emptiness can also manifest, and this subtle pure nature of the mind, at that time all the negative emotions won't be able to manifest. So therefore, we always say that the positive qualities of the mind can improve kind of unlimited ways. And it is like, somebody who is involved in robbery or, criminal not able to show up in front of, cops or, people who are law enforcement, they try to shy away or they try to hide. So sort of same thing with the negative mentalities. They won't be able to generate or present during the clear-light moment of the consciousness. And also in the tantric practices, it tells about birth and the dying is basically comes from seizing misconceptions within ourselves. And because that he doesn't know actually he doesn't know about tantric practices, but when you look at these concepts, it is kind of amazing or strange, or there are a lot of things that you can learn or go deeper.
Considering the nature of endless consciousness, beginning, non-beginning, or endless consciousness, does that mean that there are always beings in samsara and nirvana simultaneously, or is there a definitive end to either one? Or was there a beginning where all beings were in nirvana and then fell from that?
Similar shebalo the thongma the thamam thoda meola disam any kadu yunege number shebalo yude waji kogu boresa ibo yamana jige kalores sangye sangye sheba de ge yude jambalya sang magin de meoda tochi kalor chigyo jig meoda yamana katu da ne de ji kogu boresa
sheba ranshin chama ese chama de yeah years then the in the tomato tamales sigoro ta so se kyo the sangi sivi loburu timita mata hone so kyo the sangi suwa de vilamen se ro do ne tomo son de la boya me do
sheba namgine ye baro sa
tamo de 나는 아주 원도 길 두고 한 말대 아니 tamo 아주 길 예예래 이건 길이야 다시 좀
주다도 요래서
주다도 요래 이거 토마토 토마토 쉐바타 모스 아니니 이게 어서 되라.
So the subtlest mind that exists within all of us, more subtlest mind, which is illuminatory or knowing, does exist every time, all the time. But if you ask about the consciousness or the mind of ordinary being versus the Buddha, then it depends on the layers of the delusions or departments.
But 예치지도 셰바의 왕불로 땡용 누가라 라 누구라. 아니 왕불로 맞는 누가 차로 치시대 치선다 하장 참으리 송송다. 계속 원했잖아. 아주 제바제 삼다는 코리도 얘기를 하고. 코리아네 지금 땡도서 숭게 말와.
So and the consciousness of the mind, when mind and consciousness are relying upon the sense organ, they are considered as much grosser level. As they move away from reliance on sense organ, they become much subtler and subtler. Happens during the time of death and dying, and these are the things that if we try to think, look more deeper, probably we will be able to understand, and something that is understandable. Otherwise, the past masters won't be able to kind of come to conclusion like this. Mind getting subtler and subtler.
So it's possible for an enlightened possible for an enlightened being to maybe fall from enlightenment and then rise again, or is that a bad assumption?
Fall back in samsara?
Well, like, was there a point before samsara?
Korwengyo tiju yorwesa tseroja. Korwengyo la kariyo la ta korwengyo la tiju yorwesa.
Wala tomane tamame sungba. Kuri toman diris lain sayam do kapala.
Korwengyo la ke yorwesa la gusa.
Korwengyo la ke la the kandisala pares. Korwengyo tomame tamame sungba.
So the samsara, as we always say, is, beginningless, endless. So when we say samsara is beginningless, how can we say that there is before samsara? It's kind of simply saying beginningless. So if you say that something is before samsara, then that means that samsara has a beginning.
띵어서 samudana totubuda te da hakutuba.
Samsara has no end. Also.
Samsara korwal tamayo maros.
Tamayo mar de dembares. Kyo pobashungo mares. Kaza chigi korwal tamayo mares.
Consciousness perceiving.
Ti pobashungo mares. Kaza chigi korwal tamayo mares.
For other streams of consciousness that may be experiencing at one time or another.
Can you say it again?
For the stream of consciousness perceiving, there is an end of samsara. But for other streams of consciousness that may not be involved, there will always be a samsara for another stream of consciousness as they emerge.
So Krishna said that, although generally, the way of saying is generally, the samsara has no end, but if you look at one particular consciousness, then there is an end, when you attain the Buddhahood. So there's no reason to be... There's no reason to sort of get discouraged when we say that,
there's no infinite hell, that's what I'm trying to...
So if you try to make an effort, because having Buddha nature, we all have a potential. He said we'll recite just one, cycle of White Tara mantra. You can recite the Tara mantra, Om Tare, Tutare Turi Soha, if you know that.
Om Tare Tutare Turi Soha, Mama Ingena Puningena, Pitanguri so, Om Tare Tutare Turi, Mama Ingena Puningena, Pitanguri so, Tare Tutare Turi, it's a half waters. Mama Ingena Puningena, Pitanguri so, Tai needed Sui need in the Tegi, Cerason and Pebble Kitchen. It is petite. Benjamin Cerason and Pebble Kitchen.
So, Om Tare Turi Soha, and after that, we should mention the longer version of the mantra, which basically says that, may whoever that we are trying to, recite this mantra for, have a long life and, have, immense merit. So you can just recite in a shorter version, Om Tare Tutare Turi Soha, you know that? Om Tare Tutare Turi. Yeah.
Omdare dudare dramamanyana puninjana bilin gureyezo jola pejin sowa tebe taso kamani sato nedan sato chedan raje bevan de du kari rave kore jingamde tanala yuene jere zion tinjin jatoi jabe site bardo tengeti jambal pawe chilkarakem Quando zambo tean tejinda, tera kungi jizo tal. Yawan dida tamje ratung, tizuni chebe yawa tamje ki nga kala chotang. Lajin gewe tawan di kunjang zambo cheche ratung. Oh yeah, thank you.